Chapter 42 Li Zuer beautiful, sweet-voiced, and hard-working. Chen Yuan made a call to Li Baolai, who soon arrived at the office. Full of energy, Li Baolai was technically the third shareholder of the company, though he only held a 2% stake. Even so, with the company's massive success, the dividends he'd earned in just one day were an astronomical sum. It's only natural that good fortune puts people in high spirits. Chairman Chen JRB, he greeted respectfully. Li Baolai held Chen Yuan in immense admiration, while other kids his age were racking their brains over school work. His boss had already amassed a net worth of over 100 million yuans. Chen Yuan nodded and said, "Tell the server rental company to come collect their payment in advance. Also, go purchase the best servers available today. Start with 2,000 sets. If they have demo units, bring one over for me to check." 2,000 server sets amounted to a major deal, worth 30 to 40 million yuans. Surely, the server selling companies would be scrambling to secure this order? Li Baolai immediately agreed. "Got it. I'll take care of this right away." As soon as he stepped out of the office, he called the server rental company. "Our chairman is ready to settle the payment. Come over to pick it up." The people on the other end were stunned. Normally, game companies would drag their feet on server rental fees, right? Why was this company playing by a different rule book? Naturally, the rental company staff hurried over at once. This was a deal they could afford to miss. Upon arriving at the company, they called Li Baolai, only to be told he was out and to go find their boss directly. "Boss," the two men holding documents headed to the third floor. A staff member then directed them to the chairman's office on the fourth floor. They reached the office, knocked on the door, and heard his lightly childish voice from inside. "Come in." Walking in, they saw a teenager around 1.6 meters tall, sitting at a desk. There was no one else in the room. Had the company's boss stepped out temporarily and left his son here to play on the computer? "Kid, where's the boss of this company?" one of them asked. Chen Yuan smiled. "I am the boss. We right here on official business. Don T joke around with us," the man replied, assuming the teenager was pulling their leg. After all, they'd never heard of a company being run by a minor. Chen Yuan spread his hands, looking slightly helpless. "I'm not joking." Just then, an employee pushed the door open, handed a report to Chen Yuan, and said, "Chairman Chen JRB, this is the proposal from the app development team. Please take a look." Chen Yuan took the proposal, scanned through it, found no issues, and signed it on the spot. "Okay, proceed with this plan." After the female employee left, the two men from the server company finally believed him. A teenager as the company chairman. This was unheard of. I see, one of them stammered. Chen Yuan waved them over with a smile. "You're from the server rental company, right?" "Yes, that's us," they replied hastily, stepping forward to hand him the contract. Chen Yuan took the contract, glanced through it, nodded, then picked up a pen and signed his name. "The rental fee is 300,000 yuans. Take this signed receipt to the accounting office. They'll transfer the money to your company." account right away. Off you go." The two men took the receipt and successfully collected the payment. As they walked out of the company, they still felt dazed. Did not cause trouble to others. No excuses from the moment they stepped into the moment the payment was settled. It had only taken about 20 minutes. It was all too smooth. "Why does this feel so surreal?" one of them muttered. That day, Penglai Games stock soared and hit the daily limit, a regulatory mechanism in Chinese stock markets that caps daily price fluctuations, typically at 10% for most stocks. With its price climbing to 0.5 yuan per share, all investors who had bought Penglai Games stock earlier chose to hold on to their shares, a strategy called locking in positions. Selling was out of the question after all. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, developed by Penglai Games, had become a sensational hit, so the stock was sure to hit multiple daily limits in the days to come. The only regret for many was that they acted too late and hadn't bought enough shares. Otherwise, they would have made a fortune this time. Chen Yuan checked the stock market, saw the expected daily limit, then closed the app. He casually opened his #1 live stream. The number of concurrent viewers was around 430,000. "This game is so much fun. I'm a fan now, totally a fan. God Yuan, what investment move should we make next? Which team should I bet on? I'm a die-hard fan of God Yuan. I want to join the exclusive group, a small, private chat group for core fans. An exclusive group." Chen Yuan had no time for that. Right now, his top priority was focusing on the gaming business. With the game now launched, his workload had suddenly decreased a lot. Once he had some free time, he clicked into the #2 live stream. In the #2 live stream, Wang Mantong was selling small ornaments under the shade of a tree by the street, braving the scorching sun. The stream also had tens of thousands of viewers. With the sun blazing, there were few pedestrians on the street, so Wang Mantong affectionately called Little Yatu, meaning little girl, picked up her phone and started chatting with her fans. "This girl is so tough, I love her. She's definitely going to be someone who knows how to manage life when she grows up. Keep going." Wang Mantong in the #2 stream is more down to earth and kind-hearted. She's 7 more likable. "Alright, I'm off to play games now. PUBG is so thrilling. The stream will update tomorrow. I'll send gifts to the girl then. Count me in too. I'm reserving the top spot on the gift leaderboard." Tomorrow's stream update would add a gift interaction feature, along with adjustments to the rules. Chen Yuan then opened the #3 live stream. In the #3 live stream, Li Zuer was quietly cleaning the house. Since her home was quite large, the little girl was already sweating profusely from the work. Her fans in the stream were filled with sympathy. Such a pretty little girl, yet she did the housework without a single complaint. She was already more capable than many adults. "Zuer, take a break. Don't wear yourself out over this housework. Good job, Zuer. You're setting a great example for teenagers all over the country. Don't work to hoard uncluel feebled. She's beautiful, has a sweet voice, and is this hardworking. How could anyone not like her? Wow! The number of viewers in Zoour Snow 3 stream has surpassed the #1 stream. That's amazing! Chen Yuan in the #1 stream? He's just a financial fraudster. A kid his age should be studying, not messing around with investments. Watching reality shows is boring. I'm off to play games. Heard there saw new shooting game. Getting rave reviews. I'll go try it out. At noon, Chen Yuan ordered takeout for all the employees. Ordering takeout every day wasn't a long-term solution, though once the first and second floors were cleared out, he could convert the space into a cafeteria so employees could eat on the first floor. He'd placed the takeout order early, so the food arrived right at 12 o'clock. Chen Yuan called over the several delivery riders, saying there's a lot of food here. Could you help me deliver it to the staff? It was just an extra short walk, so the riders readily agreed. The first stop was the server room. The employees there worked the hardest, so they deserved to get their food first. As the delivery riders looked at the rows of glowing machines, they were truly amazed. So many servers. One of them couldn't help but ask, "What game did your company release?" Chen Yuan told them to set down the takeout, then replied, "PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, as in box-style shooting game." One rider's eyes lit up immediately. Is that the game that went viral across the internet as soon as it launched yesterday? Chen Yuan nodded. Yes, it officially went live yesterday. Chapter 43. Yesterday you ignored me. Today you can't afford to reach me. The delivery rider set down the takeout in his hand. I played 2 rounds yesterday. It's such a sincere game. Way better than all those shoddy, low-quality junk games on the market. Chen Yuan was naturally pleased to hear someone praise his game like that. After setting down the takeout, the delivery riders walked out of the server room. Once they left the office building, one of them asked the rider who'd spoken earlier, "Is their game really that good? Why are you praising it so much?" The rider took off his yellow safety helmet, his voice brimming with excitement. "You have no idea. This game took the entire national gaming industry by storm on its first day. I heard it made 400 million yuans in daily sales, and the number of concurrent online users hit 5 million. Do you think that's good enough? For real? Is there any game in the world that's this popular? If you don't believe me, download it yourself and try it out, then you'll see." With that, the rider put his helmet back on, hopped on his electric bike and rode off. The remaining riders stared at each other. Is it really as good as he says? He's exaggerating, right? If this company was really that powerful, would they be in this kind of office building? Aldo Nanlo Tabink. Chen Yuan returned to his office, picked up a takeout box from his desk, and started eating. While eating, he opened the company's daily report. The data looks good. The user acquisition speed is decent, and the sales and promotion work has been well done. He then casually opened the latest news. As expected, his PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was a huge hit, and many articles were singing its praises. It even topped the headlines on gaming news pages at one point. The articles detailed all sorts of record-breaking data. Downloads exceeding 10 million. Concurrent online users reaching 9 million. And 500 million yuan in daily sales, hailing it as a miracle in gaming history. This was a bit of a stretch. It was just 1 p.m. and Dong Jianguo hadn't even submitted the first day data report yet. How could they already know the full day revenue? Typical unethical media. Still, it did help build momentum for his game. Chen Yuan scrolled further down. Besides PUBG, the other biggest standouts were live streaming platforms. Many platforms had reversed their declining fortunes by riding the wave of PUBG's popularity, with Tiger Live streaming being the most prominent. Tiger Live streaming had been lukewarm for a while, held back by its lack of popular games. But with PUBG's explosive success, the platform had suddenly boomed, with daily active users hitting 30 million and daily net profits reaching 40 million yuan. Publishing data wasn't a big deal in itself, but Tiger Live kept hyping up how excellent their platform was and how unique their streamers were, without mentioning a single thing about the game's own strengths. This annoyed Chen Yuan. You leeched off my PUBG to gain users. Didn't even say a thank you. And now you're flaunting your data like you're the top dog in game streaming? Fine, just wait until my game streaming platform is ready. I'll teach you. Ungrateful guys. Allison. Dong Jianguo walked into the office, holding the first day report. His face was beaming with joy. He was on cloud 9. And secretly thanked himself for making the wise decision not to leave the company earlier. We hit the jackpot, he thought. Chairman Chen JRB, here's our first day report. Chen Yuan took it and glanced at the numbers. Activation code sales in 24 hours. 7,624,000 revenue, 450 million yuan. Concurrent online users, 53-9000. These figures were exceptional. First day sales of 450 million yuan, all other gaming sales records led in comparison to this. The money would be held in the company's account for now. Most important lie. This was just the first day's revenue, while future earnings would be as explosive as the launch day. They would be steady and long-term. The data didn't exceed Chen Yuan's expectations. He nodded in satisfaction. The numbers are great. Take this to the relevant authorities and publish it. Dong Jianguo took the first day report and went to the bank. The bank staff looked at him like he was a plague, especially Zhang Yin Hao, the bank manager in charge of Penglai Games' loa ends and debt collection. When he saw Dong Jianguo, he frowned and asked Lao Dong, "What are you doing here now?" He sat down at his desk, set his water cup down, and continued in an annoyed tone, "Let me guess, you're here to borrow more money again? Don't even think about it. Your company's market value is plummeting, and you still owe our bank 70 million yuan. You have to repay 6 million in just 4 days. Do you really think we'd lend you more money?" He fired off a string of complaints. Dong Jianguo was annoyed too. In the past, he would have just stayed quiet, but Penglai Games was no longer the struggling company it used to be. Debt? That measly sum is called debt? He thought. Forget it. Dong Jiangguo held back his anger, slammed the report on the desk and said, Zhang Yinhao, I only came here to give you a copy of our financial report out of respect for our past business relationship. And this is how you treat me? He held up his thumb sarcastically. Your bank is really something. Don't worry, 70 million yuan, right? Our company will transfer the money to you within 3 days. Principal plus interest all paid off. Zhang Yinhao froze. Dong Jiangguo seemed surprisingly confident today what was going on. He picked up the report, skeptical at first, but when he saw the clear 24-hour revenue figure for Penglai Games, his eyes widened in shock. Holy crap, does this game really make that much money? 450 million yuans in one day? He did the math. How much would it make in 10 days? A month? This wasn't a game, it was a money printer. Zhang Yinhao couldn't help but think about the bank's big debt to Penglai Games. 70 million yuan wasn't exactly a small sum, but it wasn't that big either. The bank earned over 6 million yuans a year just in interest from it, before he'd worried about Penglai Games' ability to repay. But now, the company made enough in one day to cover the debt 7 times over. Zhang Yinhao's attitude did a complete 180. Lao Dong, why are you getting angry? He said, forcing a smile. I was just joking around earlier with our relationship. How could I let something like this upset you? He stood up, pulled a can of Tiguanian tea, a premium type of oolong tea highly valued in China, from his drawer, and handed it over. Here, Lao Dong, this Tiguanian is top-grade stuff. The bank president said it's for our VIP clients. You take it. Dong Jiangguo snorted. And now you're groveling? Typical. Zhang Yinhao laughed awkwardly. Lao Dong, don't worry, for someone like you, our bank can lend you another 70 million. No, make it to 100 million yuans. Note the chapter title. Yesterday you ignored me. Today you can't afford to reach me is a classic Chinese saying used to describe a dramatic reversal of fortunes, where someone once overlooked becomes so successful that others can no longer keep up with them. It perfectly captures the shift in the bank's attitude toward Penglai Games after its sudden success. Chapter 44. Everyone gets a promotion and raise. They refused to lend a penny before, but now they practically begging to give us money. Typical banks, prioritizing profits over dignity. Dong Jiangguo shot him a glance. Do you think Westons feel? With a daily revenue of 450 million yuans, even after repaying the bank's debt, the company would still have plenty left. Why would they need to kowtow to the bank anymore? Zhang Yinhao bowed and scraped. You're absolutely right. You don't, but for a company, there might be times when you need cash flow in the future. Lao Dong, when that happens, you must think of our bank first. Think of you, with your attitude. Do you even deserve it? Dong Jiangguo turned around and headed for the door. Manager Zhang, just wait for the settlement. Zhang Yinhao could only watch helplessly as Dong Jiangguo left, drowning in regret. It was all his fault for being out of the loop. He hadn't even known Penglai Games had made such a spectacular comeback. Now, they were paying off the full debt, which meant the bank would lose a steady stream of interest income. His year-end bonus was definitely gone. In the meeting room, the core team members had gathered around the conference table. The company's staff had grown to 47 people, and the small team leaders from each department had finally gotten a chance to catch their breath. Yu in particular had been working non-stop for 2 days. She hadn't even had time to touch up her makeup. Her smudge-ed eyeshadow made her look like a panda. Li Changjian teased Beauty Yu. If you go out looking like that, you'll scare people on the street. Yu shot him a sharp glare, her voice as cutting as a knife. Look who's talking, you're so unkempt. It would surprise me if a sparrow landed on your head. Li Changjian chuckled awkwardly. Quiet, everyone. Chairman Chen JRB is here, someone said. The group immediately straightened up, focusing their attention. When it came to Chen Yuan, all they felt was admiration, pure and simple. Chen Yuan walked in and took the main seat. He smiled and said, "Why does everyone look so serious? Relax, Abbott. I'm not a monster that eats people. No need for such a tense atmosphere." It wasn't that they wanted to be serious. They drowned used to putting on a Solomon face when receiving task assignments from Chen Yuan these past few days. At his words, the group visibly relaxed. Chen Yuan tapped the table lightly. We've won a fantastic turnaround battle this time, and every one of you here deserves credit. Dong Jianguo was the first to respond. We only followed your arrangements. Chairman, it's under your leadership that we completed the tasks you assigned. The biggest credit is yours. Dong Jianguo was quite skilled at brown nosing, but his target was a 14-year-old boy, which made the scene feel somewhat awkward. The others shifted uncomfortably as they looked at Dong Jianguo. He'd once been the boss of Penglai Games, used to having others flatter him. Now, watching him do the flattering himself, they couldn't help but think, he's actually pretty good at this. Dong Jianguo, however, felt no awkwardness at all and ignored their stares. To him, Chen Yuan was his savior, the genius who single-handedly pulled Penglai Games back from the brink. A little flattery was the least he could do. Chen Yuan was unfazed by Dong Jianguo's praise. He smiled and said to him, Lao Dong, you've worked incredibly hard, running around non-stop these days. You've even lost weight. To recognize your efforts, I've decided to promote you, our second largest shareholder, to Deputy General Manager of Penglai Games. You'll be in charge of overall work, coordination and supervision. Applause erupted immediately. Dong Jianguo's face lit up with joy. He'd had the authority before, but not the official title now. With Chen Yuan's personal appointment, his position was finally formalized. Next, Li Changjian. His technical skills are top tier, and everyone has seen his performance these past few days. From now on, you'll be our Chief Technology Officer. Your salary will be doubled, and you'll get a year-end bonus, Chen Yuan announced. Another round of applause broke out. Li Changjian was so excited his hands trembled. Chairman Chen Jr. Chen Yuan stood up, walked over, and patted him on the shoulder. Ray, excellent. With you in charge of the back end, I feel at ease. That's settled. Yes, yes. Li Changjian nodded eagerly, too thrilled to say more. Chen Yuan then moved to Yu Yu's side. I want to give a special shout out to Comrade Yu Yu. She's Somyeon with unwavering dedication. She has enthad April per rest. In 2 days when she stirred, she just dozes off at her desk for 10 minutes. She played a crucial role in our company's first big success. From today, you'll be our Chief Creative Officer. Your salary will be doubled, and you'll also get a year-end bonus. Yu raised an eyebrow at Chen Yuan and said in a coquettish tone, Chairman Chen JRB, what about the bonus we talked about earlier? So all her hard work had been for that 10000 yuan bonus she'd been eyeing. Chen Yuan waved a hand dismissively. Lao Li has already noted it down. Not only will you get that bonus when salaries are paid, but everyone here will also get an extra 20000 yuan month-end bonus. With such high first-day sales, it would be unfair not to reward the employees. 10,000 plus 20,000 meant 30,000 yuans in bonuses alone. Adding their original salary and the new post-promotion salary, some of them would take home over 45,000 yuans that month. At this news, the applause grew even louder. If there weren't so many people around, Yu would have jumped up and kissed Chen Yuan. Boss, you're too amazing. Chen Yuan walked over to Zhao Liang. Zhao Liang has been diligent and steady. He planned the game, proposed the direction for our future game development, and assisted Li Changjian in running the back end. He's more than deserving of recognition. From now on, you'll be our Chief Planning Officer. Let's give him a round of applause. The group clapped vigorously. Even the calm and composed Zhao Liang was visible. Li moved, as the saying goes, Askolardies Farafachin. While it wasn't that dramatic, being recognized like this felt incredible. He nodded firmly. Chairman Chen JRB, I'll keep working hard. Guan Fengyi is a woman who's as capable as any man. She carefully explained things to clients. Great Li relieving the pressure on other departments. She'll be promoted to customer service manager with the same benefits as the rest of you. Chen Yuan continued. Guan Fengyi had never expected the promotion meeting to include her. She was just a small customer service representative, doing her best to communicate with clients. A promotion had seemed like a distant dream, but now it was happening right before her eyes. She stood up awkwardly. Chairman Chen JRB, I'm worried I won't be able to handle this position. Chen Yuan waved his hand, signaling her to sit down. Your abilities are outstanding, and you're very resilient. Plus, your attitude toward clients says it all. You'll do great. Chen Yuan returned to his seat. Li Baoli will be the director of the finance department from now on. He scanned the room and said softly, Is everyone satisfied with these arrangements? Satisfied? They were more than satisfied. Everyone was getting a promotion and A raise, how could they not be? Chen Yuan tapped the table again. Since everyone is satisfied, these positions are now official. As long as you keep working hard and focus on your jobs, promotions and raises are just the beginning.